Hi guys, it's Miss Holly here, and this video today is about the online resources and databases that the library offers. So this is all going to be on the website. So for the rest of the video, you're just going to be watching my screen. So without further ado, here is our databases that you can use for your homework this year. So this is the library's website. It is www.aapld.org. Is the main homepage here, and to get to our online databases, we're going to hover over that virtual library here and go down to online resources. Click on that. And so we have a whole list here. It is alphabetical by the name of the database, but if you prefer to see it by subject, you can click here to view all the resources by the category. But I am not going to do that today. So the first database I want to show you is the Biography and Context database. So that is right here, and this is what their homepage looks like. Since I am in the library right now, it already registers the library's IP address, so it knows that I'm a paying customer for this database. When you're at home, you're not going to have that library's IP address, so it will ask you to enter in your Algonquin library card number. It should start with a 21488. But I decided to start with this one because I know that there is a biography project that happens pretty much every year in these schools around here. So you can search by person here, or if you scroll down, it'll kind of have featured people or different groups of people, like environmentalists, actors, writers, scientists. Let's just search someone. Let's see, who should we search? Let's search Albert Einstein. And so it'll give you an overview here right away, but maybe you're doing a really big project on Albert. So you're going to click Read More. And it is going to give you a lot more information about this person. As you can see, there's several paragraphs. And it'll probably depend on the person how much actual information there is. Obviously, there's a lot for Albert Einstein because he's a pretty popular guy. And then something that's kind of cool about Biography and Context is down here, it will give you the citation. And I am not sure if your teachers are asking you for works cited lists to show your research yet, but that is what this is for. And you can do it in MLA or APA, different types of citation styles. And then there is one more resource that is kind of more about biography type stuff. It's just more for authors and writers. And I'm going to scroll all the way down to right down here, something about the author. So this is from the same company as that Biography and Context. It is just about authors, and that's it. So let's see, who should I search? Maybe I'll search Anne M. Martin and see if they have anything about her, since the Babysitters Club is all the rage this summer. It's probably one of the most popular questions I get at the library is, do we have Babysitters Club books? All right, so it looks like we've got several articles about Anne M. Martin here. Click on this first one. It seems to be the newest one from 2012, which isn't that new, but maybe they'll put something new on her now that she's on Netflix. So these are going to give you articles. See, this is kind of like a scan from a page about the author. It just gives you just some information about her if you're doing your biography project about a writer. All right, so the next section of academics I'm going to focus on now is more reading and English stuff. So the first one is BookFlix. This database is kind of for the younger crowd, so preschool to third grade. And this is what will show when you click on it. You might have to enter your Algonquin library card number again for this one. I'm going to skip the intro video. Feel free to watch it if you want. So what BookFlix does is it pairs a fictional book, so pretend stories like Scaredy Squirrel here with a real book about that topic. So a real book about squirrels, nonfiction book. So you can click on whatever topic you want and it'll have all these here. And when you click on whichever one you want to read, let's maybe read this one. You can watch the story or read the book, both of them online, so you don't have to see if the library has this on the shelf. You can just read it online, and then there are some interactives on the side here too, if you want to work on some reading comprehension or stuff like that. So that is Bookflix. It's pretty cool.
Music and rhyme.
And then the next one is called Novelist. So I'm going to scroll all the way down to N here so you can see it. So we have this for adults, teens, and children. The one for children is called Novelist Plus for children K through 8. This one you will also need to enter in your Algonquin card number. As you can see right up here, it can recognize that I am part of the Algonquin Library District since I'm at the library right now. This database is really awesome for if you don't know what to read next and you're kind of looking for something to read. It's a librarian resource that we use a lot actually at the library. If maybe you have a different interest than we do personally and we need some help with ideas of what to help you read with next. And you can narrow it down to fiction, nonfiction, and it's not just K through 8. You can be under kindergarten age, and there are books for you here. These are all recommended book lists over here. But let's see, let's search for something. So maybe the last book we read, let's go with that Babysitter's Club theme, was Christie's Great Idea, and you really liked that. But you want a book that is similar to that, but not a Babysitter's Club book. So we're going to click on this Christie's Great Idea right here. And it's kind of cool if you are doing the reading level thing. We got Lexiles down here, and you can click on that Lexile number to get a list of, oh, maybe not in that way. You should be able to click on the Lexile and get a list of others. Oh, maybe not others. It'll tell you all about Lexile levels, so. I think you can search by Lexile level in Novelist, though, if you're looking for a certain level book. But what I think is cool about Novelist is on the side here, the read-alike section. So you liked Christie's Great Idea, but you want a different book that isn't another Babysitter's Club book. And it has some suggestions here for you. And some have more. This one seems to have a lot of suggestions over here. And I'm kind of just looking at the right-hand side of the screen, but there's a bunch going on the left-hand side of the screen. You can click these search modifiers to find other books that are similar. I think that's kind of how they find the read-alikes. That's probably the algorithm it uses. You can click on these too if you just like realistic fiction books. Maybe we'll click on that. And yeah, so it'll give us a nice list of realistic fiction books. And maybe we just want to limit it to 9 to 12-year-olds. And you can even limit the publication date, like if you just want new books. Maybe you're more of a, well, realistic fiction probably wouldn't have nonfiction, but you can separate it out if you're searching maybe some different type of topic, like squirrels, like we were looking at in Bookflix. And back to the main page of Novelist, you cannot search the Lexile in the basic search here. It said no results were found. But I realized that if you click on the advanced search, you can really go crazy. So if you have a specific reading need that's been assigned to you by your teacher, you can search in the Lexile range or put in your Lexile score here to find suggested books. And the only weird thing, I guess, about this is just searching all books, you know, of all time, not what we have at the library. So you might find a book and you'll have to just double check on the library's website if we own it there. But that is about it for Novelist. You can kind of play around with it yourself, but it's a really good resource for finding new books to read if you don't know what you want to read next. So that is about it for the reading databases we have, but next I'm going to talk about social studies and geography type reading or databases. The first one I want to look at is Culturegrams right here. So this is their home screen. You will probably have to enter your library card number again because we pay for this one. But let's see, so you can search a few different types of databases here. They have several. If you're just looking at the United States, there's just the states, and if you're looking at the whole world, there's more of a detailed, world edition, and then more of a student version for kids. So let's click on that one. So if you're doing a report on a country, this would be the place to go. So let's see. Let's look at Asia. What country should we look at here? Try Russia. It's pretty big. It's the biggest country in the whole world. So it'll give you a page about this country, and a lot of different things are showing up on the side if you have specific things you want to learn about them, like their religion or maybe their history, maybe more about modern stuff, like how it is to live there now. And then, like I was saying before, I don't know if your teachers are asking you to cite your resources, but if you need to cite your resources, it will generate a citation for you. You can copy that and paste it in your essay or project. And then some things on the right side of the screen to look at here. They have recipes, so that's kind of cool. What time it is right now, what their money is, just a bunch of stuff right over here. And we can do that for countries, we can do that for states. I'm just going to go back a couple times and go to the states edition just so you can see that, because I know states are pretty popular to do projects about. Let's click on our own one here, Illinois. So it looks pretty similar to that country page. There's just nothing on the right here, only on the left. But it will give you all the counties. That could be cool. So maybe if you're just doing a geography or social studies project and you need maps, this is a good place to find detailed maps. So that is kind of all I'm going to show you for Culturegrams, but maybe you don't have an Algonquin library card, but you still have homework. So this is the CIA's World Factbook, and it's a very similar resource to Culturegrams. It is just free to everyone because it is from the CIA. So they've got more current things about traveling right now, and I'm sure that you probably shouldn't travel anywhere right now, but what is similar to Culturegrams is kind of more about the countries. You can learn about them. Let's see, we'll go to Russia since we looked at Russia before on Culturegrams. So it'll give you a PDF fact sheet about the modern country. And back to the home screen here, they have some resources up here on these yellow tabs, and something that several people have asked me for in my time at the library are maps, mostly homeschool people, but since we're all kind of in that homeschool crowd these days, I figure I'll show you. So we have physical and political maps, and that you can get an image file or a PDF file and download that if you want, and you can print it out too. So that is the World Factbook. So I'm going to look at some databases that focus on foreign language. So the first is the International Children's Digital Library, and this is their homepage. So if you want to read books, you can search them by country or all these different types of searches, but I'm just going to go to their regular catalog search in here. And maybe you know the title of the book, and you can search it through there, or you just want to look at books in a certain language. The language is more important than the title or something for you. So let's go with Polish. That's a real big language around here. And short books maybe. So we'll click on one, and you can actually read these books. They are scanned into the digital library here, so you can read it. And then the next resource I want to look at is down here, Mango Languages. And there should be a screen that asks you to log in. That's just if you want to save your progress, you'll create an account. Otherwise, you can click use as a guest. That's what I clicked on here, just so it wouldn't save anything. I'll show you all the languages. There are over 70. They have quite a lot of languages here. Click on German. And it'll just start you right off with lessons and your very first type of language stuff like introductions and stuff like that. So that is it for languages. Now the next thing I want to talk about is databases for STEM or science. So we have how products are made and how stuff works. So here is how products are made, and it's kind of organized like an old school encyclopedia here, but I find it is probably easier to just search here. So I'm going to search microwave. How is a microwave made? And we get an article all about the microwave, and there are even diagrams in here about the history or how it used to be made and how it is made now. So if you have science fair stuff, this would be a great resource for that. And then how stuff works. You can browse different categories or subjects, or you can search here. Oh. So I'm going to search popcorn bags. And it's going to give us a few ads, and you know something is an ad because it says ad. But the first one that doesn't have that ad next to it, we're going to click on, and we're going to learn about microwave popcorn. And the last few resources I am going to talk about are more just about education and learning in general. So the first one we will look at is the World Book Reference Center, and this is, I don't know if you're familiar with the World Book Encyclopedia at the library, the big set of, I don't know, maybe 20 books, but this is that online, and there are a few different versions. There's younger kids, student, which would probably be like middle school to high school, and advanced, which would probably be college to adult. So I'll click on kids, and it'll just be a little more colorful and kid-friendly. But you can search whatever you want to read about, and I kind of like this one here, sunflowers. I definitely just went to the sunflower maze this weekend, so it will teach you everything there is to know about sunflowers. And you can definitely read it all in Spanish if you want, and they also include the citations down here if you need a resource list for your teacher. I will go back just a little bit just to show you. Maybe I won't go back. Maybe I have to click it again. Click on student just to see that instead of the kids version. So this one is a little more academic looking. Let's look at the same article just to compare. So it's a little more academic. There's a few more words, but it lets you know about sunflowers. And next is the Brainfuse Help Now. This is kind of an amazing resource. It has live tutors from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. every day. So this is what it looks like. You will have to create an account, but I'm just going to go into the live tutoring lab real quick to show you. So you can pick what grade you're going into or what grade you're in, and well, I don't know, 3rd grade, and then what subject you need help in. Oh, and it is 10:27 a.m. right now, so it is not open right now. I can't even show you. But I know Miss Jenny has done this with her kids, and the tutors are pretty awesome. They never just give you the answer right away. They kind of help you through it. So that's Brainfuse. And then the next resource is more of an arts resource. If you're doing fine arts class, we have Creativebug.com, and you will have to enter in your Algonquin library card number for this one, which I already did on this screen, but there will be something right here where it says success. You'll have to enter in your card number. And this is pretty awesome. Creativebug gives you video tutorials for all of these different art projects, from knitting to sewing to visual art. And you can search the class on your own if you want, or they have all these categories. Click on kids down here just to see. And it's, as you can see, that's pretty long, an hour, 2 hours. They are tutorials on how to do things that are creative. It's pretty awesome. So I clicked on something in Creativebug just to show you. So you have the video here. If I pressed play, I could watch that, or it tells you what materials you'll need for this project. And there is a transcript too. So if you don't want to watch the video and you just want to read it, read the instructions, that is an option as well. You can add it to a watch list. If you have a bunch of craft ideas, but you're not sure what you want to get started on first. And finally, I am going to talk about one more thing here, and that is brand new. It is Scholastic Teachables, and we just bought it for the 2020-2021 school year. So this is a lot of the Scholastic workbooks that we have in the Homework Center and more, but they are online for you to print out at home. And you will need to enter in your Algonquin Library card number for this one too, but it's pretty great. Instead of having to check out all those Homework Center books and make photocopies, you can just access that here. So this is the home screen. It's kind of a bunch of general stuff, but if you notice on the left side here, you can narrow it down to your child's grade or maybe the subject that you want to teach about. We have math, language arts, reading, science, social studies, even stuff for you as a teacher or a new homeschool teacher, and writing, lots of stuff. And got mini books. They've got a lot of things on here for you to use. So yeah, that is brand new this year to the Algonquin Library. Let me know how it is for you, because we want to help you this year. So I went ahead and selected first grade here, and this is the home screen for first grade. All of the first grade materials they have, but if you notice up here, you can narrow it down even further. So we have first grade, we know that's what we want. But we can decide specifically what first grade stuff we want. We want first grade math, and then we get all this first grade math stuff. So what happens? Let's look at one. So this is the PDF, and you can just print it. Easy as pie. So those are just the resources I'm going to go over today, but as you can see, we have this giant list of resources. We have newspaper stuff, we have genealogy stuff, driver's ed type stuff, a lot of stuff on here if you want to go through, but those were just kind of the highlights of things that I know a lot of kids might use for their school projects. But yeah, we have a ton of stuff, and we don't want you to forget about all our online resources at the library. So good luck this school year, guys. I hope that everything works out like you want. And if you need any help at all, we are here at the library to help you.